can't go. Yes. I think he's coming.
How are you?
Good to see you. I'm always very reluctant to say when people are talking. It's never ever passion to silence. To tell two Yidden to stop speaking is never ever passion. There's a chutzpah. You don't, if a Yid's putting on tefillin, you don't tell a Yid to stop putting on tefillin. If a Yid is lighting Neir Shabbos, a woman is lighting Neir Shabbos, you don't tell somebody to stop doing the mitzvah. Two Yidden talking is a mitzvah. That's halacha l'maisa. The Quran Shulchan Aruch brings it. You're only allowed to put an Eir of Tumim with Tzarech mitzvah. And he says two Yidden to get together, to shmuz, to fabrain, to be together is a mitzvah. So I'm always very reluctant to say shad to a Yid. It's a kiddush. Two Yidden are doing a mitzvah. They're talking together. They're banding. It's never ever pasha. It's an azus. It's a chutzpah to say shad. It's a gewaldige chutzpah. There has to be, there's a reluctance to say shad. Here, where the ikar of the gathering is that we're gathered. The ikar is the coming together. It was wonderful. It should take longer. We should like make an inyan here that it shouldn't be able to get quiet. And I think that it was like difficult to start the ikar, be'emes, the ikar that we came tonight. I didn't prepare a speech, zero. The ikar that we came together is not for any speakers or speeches, zero. We came first and foremost to be together. That's the most organic. We're a chabura. Many of us learn together, and all of us, we're Am Yisrael, we're a chabura, and chaburas have to come together. That's the ikar. We came is to be together. Shmuz during the speech with the person next to you, 3 rows over, talk. The ikar we came together is to come together, is to be united. That's the ikar. So I want to tremendously appreciate Reb Johnny, who's a Maggid, somebody, him and his whole family, the whole Aaron family, amazing people. I want to thank They don't know us. Johnny knows them. Others know. They hosted us and allow so many Yidden to come together. I thank the shul for hosting us. I thank Reb Nachum, who's always beside there. Everybody that we came together. It's important. It's important. Kehillah is gathering together and coming together now is of massive importance. So we're all involved and all have lives and a complicated time, but it's appreciated. That everybody's ma'agid together is tremendously appreciated. We came primarily to come together, to be together. We're going to say some Tehillim, we'll sing, we'll use song to band. I don't want to be the one, we did not come to hear what we're supposed to hear Dvarim. That's not. I will share my own little journey of the last couple of days a little bit. not the most organized, we'll have Siyata D'Shmaya. This Yidden together are coming to be together. There'll be Siyata D'Shmaya. I can only share. I don't know answers. I have questions, not answers. I could share a little piece. I could share a piece of my own journey the last couple of days and share that with the Chevra here. Emotions are ranging. We just sang 2 songs that are very different. I'd like to explain what we just did in a few minutes. If we get there, we'll have Siyata D'Shmaya. But the emotions that I feel personally, I'm sure my friends, my family, the people that I've spoken to, our emotions range. From some people feel a tremendous anger. You can say that's b'dafka, what's been dominant. A tremendous sadness exists, a tremendous sorrow. That beautiful Yidden to go through such a tzara, our people, there's a tremendous sorrow. Fear, nervous, then nerves and worries are definitely here. And there's a range, all different emotions that are true by us all. I would like to study, I'd like to sing it, say it, read it with you and study it and share some thoughts. On Shana Rabbi, Hashem, Siyata D'Shmaya, Kapitel Tilim caught my eye. I studied it, I was singing it with my children, and I was very, very focused on this Kapitel Tilim caught my eye on Shana Rabbi. I'd like to read it a little bit with everybody. I'd like to sing it with you, and then I'd like to say it with the Tzibur, Kapitel Kuf Beis. Kapitel Kuf Beis, David HaMelech says, Tefillah La'ani is a prayer of the poor man. The poor man who doesn't come, he doesn't have anything, he's missing, he's coming empty, and he has a tefillah. And the Sfas Emes says about the Tefillah La'ani, on the one hand, it seems so pathetic. He seems so, he's not coming, he doesn't have Ma'asim Tovim, he doesn't have Torahs. A Tefillah La'ani, he's impoverished, Beruchni of Gashmi. And he prays, all he has is he turns to his Creator and prays. And the Sfas Emes says you shouldn't see Tefillah La'ani. David HaMelech's not describing a putrid prayer. He's describing the most sublime prayer in the world. It's the most powerful prayer in the world. Sfas Emes is talking, he's asking on the Chazal, it says the Daled Minim. It was Hoshana Rabbi when I saw this Kapitel Tilim, and the Sfas Emes is talking that the Daled Minim, the Esrog, Torah, and Ma'asim Tovim, the Lulav, which represents Torah without Ma'asim Tovim, the Adas and Ma'asim Tovim without Torah, they each represent the Yid who has so much to offer, Torah and Ma'asim Tovim. And the Rabbi has garnished, not Torah, not Ma'asim Tovim. And the Medrash says that Elu HaMechapim are Elu, Yidden unified. Each one brings something and adds something. Each one HaMechapim Elu al Elu. And the Sfas Emes asks, they all bring something, but you said that the Arava is no Torah, no Ma'asim Tovim. So what's Mechapim Elu al Elu? The other 3 type of Yidden bring something. The Arava, what does it bring? And the Sfas Emes says that the Arava brings prayer. David HaMelech says, Ani Tefillah. I am prayer. David HaMelech, in his tremendous humility, is the midah of David HaMelech. The midah of Malchus is less megarmeva leiklum. Melech shamaych lal k'faydei zein k'faydei machal. He's all about the people. Levavai levava am. He has nothing of himself. He's only about others, humility. Says the Sfas Emes, that Rabbi is about humility, the most powerful prayer in the world, the Tefillah La'ani. The prayer of the Ani. The words Kiyatayf, I was like struggling, and I had a pshat that fit Shana Rabbi. But in light of the next days, I'm feeling much more Kiyatayf. The prayer of the poor person who feels weak. Kiyatayf means the person is faint and weak and dizzy. The tefillah, the prayer of the ani, of the person who comes humble, who comes feeling vulnerable, who comes feeling so not safe. That prayer of the one who says, Hashem, I need you. I need you, Hashem. The opposite of Koichi v'Eitzem Yadi, the opposite of a sense of I'm self-sufficient. I need you, Hashem. The ani ukiyata, who's coming very weak and humbled and faint. V'lifnei Hashem yishbach sichai. And the ani pours out his siach, his talk. Siach is the most personal minchas associated with sicha. Yitzchak Avinu's lasuach basad, and mincha is the most powerful prayer. Sicha represents the Yid he's not davening very frum, he's just talking to his maker, who he so desperately needs. It's sicha. And the ani who's Ufnei Hashem Yishbach Sicha, he pours his prayer. Hashem Shema Tfilasi, hear my prayer. Vishavasi Elecha Savi, let my supplications come in front of you, Hashem. Al Taster Panecha Mimeni. Please no Hester Panim. We need to see you. Hester Panim is, we experienced Rosh Hashanah, we sat together. We felt the glory of the Jewish people. We felt so proud. We sensed the truth. That was Gilui. That was revelation. We sat in our sukkahs. We sat Yom Kippur and we felt unity. We felt glorious. We felt so close to Hashem. That's a Gilui K'vod Malchusay. Hester Panim is when it doesn't feel that way. It's true. It's the same true as always, but Hester Panim. The things we don't understand, things we can't experience. Hashem's love that we felt and experienced Begali in a beautiful, uplifting month. But then there's Hester Panim, and we beg Hashem, the Ani, who says to Hashem, Al Taster Panecha Mimeni. Hashem, please, we ask of you, no Hester Panim, show us. Let us see, let us experience the truths of the beauty of your people, of the preciousness of your love of your people. Please, Al Taster Panechmen, B'yoyim Tsar Li. On the day of our great pain, we beg you, Hashem, no more Hester Panim. Hate Elai Aznecha, please turn your ears to me. B'yoyim Ekra, Maher Aneni, quickly answer me. This beautiful kapitel Tehillim in Kuf Beis describes the Tefillah La'ani. Later on, he says, David HaMelech, Panel Tefillas Ha'arar. Please turn to the tefillah of the screamer. The arar, the Radak says, means the arava. Means the ani, the person who just feels vulnerable. The person who's coming in humility, who's screaming to Hashem. Then it says, Tikasei Zaris L'dar Achron. David HaMelech says, tell the generation of Mashiach about this kapitel Tehillim. Tikasei Zaris L'dar Achron. Tell them about the beautiful prayer of the ani. Tell them, write this for the generation of Mashiach, that nobody's prayers are more important than the ani, the one who's coming hurt, the one who's coming mitay chester, the one who's coming kiyatayf, weary and weak and faint. Tell them. And then it says 4 words that I'd like to share a little of thought about this. Va'am nivra yahalel ka. And a created nation should thank Hashem. Now that we're a created nation, we're a barrier. There's something called a table. There's a stender. There's a tree outside. There are birds. There are human beings. There's a creation called a Yid. In Am Nivra, there's a Mitzius, a barrier called a Yid. And Am Nivra, the created nation, Yahalel Ka, praises Hashem. And certainly the day of our creation was at Yitzias Mitzrayim. We were created as a people. There's a people called a Yid, an absolute people, a Klal Yisrael. A Yid, it's who I am. We're at an age of a lot of identity questions. We are a Yid, I am a Yid, you are a Yid. In this kapitel it says, Am Nivra, the created nation should thank Hashem. I was wondering it's the middle of a kapitel, tell him about the tefillah of the ani. The tefillah la'ani kiyatayf, in a whole kapitel. What's this Am Nivra Tahalal Ka? What is this? I was very, very troubled on Ishana Rabbah. These 4 words caught my eyes in Am Nivra, created nation, Yahalal Ka. I couldn't figure it out. I saw it, I was researching, I left it. What's this here? Am Nivra. It's true there's a people created as Klal Yisrael. What's the middle of this kapitel, speaking about difficulties, speaking about the prayer of the hurt soul, turning to God and praying and connecting, speaks about an Am Nivra, created nation, thanking Hashem. What is this? So I'd like to share with you as follows. I went from early hearing the news, we all went from a sublime Yom Tiv to a difficult place. And my first instinct was to try to get news, whether it was an instinct, whether it was an addiction, whether hear, check, see, and for 24 hours, maybe 48, just looking, seeing what's happening, seeing what's happening, which just caused more anxiousness, as if, like, people who watch sports can relate. That you feel if you ever miss a few plays, you feel like the team lost, you were the cause. If I would have been there during that Met game, they would have pulled it out for sure. But I had night say to you, Pasha, I blew the game, I apologize. You have a sense, somehow we have a nonsense that we see, we can control, and we can affect. And the first was looking and seeing, and I thought that's not it. So I made a commitment. No, not looking, not seeing, not hearing. No. I need to absorb. I need to be present. I need to find myself. And then spending time working. There's worry. There's concern. And working on faith. Working on emunah. Knowing the things we know. Knowing the things even when you have to fight for it and work for it. And there's a journey like that. And working on emunah. Clarifying where are we, what are we about, and there were thoughts in that range. But something emerged to me that's been a dominant thing that I'm seeing, and what emerged to me, a sense, an explosion of we're Yidden. There's a unity I'm seeing. People are standing up. I'm a Yid. I belong to a people. I have a place. We belong together, we're Yidden. We're Yidden. And the sense, what I'm seeing, an explosion of such. I went to a chasna, in Waterbury we hug, so we're a little weird. I went to a chasna, people who would never give a hug, we were bear hugging. I don't know who the guy was, we were Yidden. I was at a rest stop with my kids in middle of Connecticut. A Yid in a car late at night, Chazak, Chazak. He's saying Chazak, we felt we were brothers, a Yid, Yidden. The matzv everywhere, Yidden are standing up, I'm a Yid. There's a sense we've all recognized and feel, I'm a Yid, we've been taught, I'm a Yid. There's a Metzias called the Yid. And people are standing up, they're uniting with this, and each one making a stance. Each one in their own way, this one baking, this one fighting, this one learning Torah, this one running back because his mother's nervous, but everybody making a sense. I'm a Yid, a sense of purpose, a sense of mission, a sense of we belong to something precious and have an important task in our lives. We're Yidden. It means something, I'm a Yid. I want to say that it's possible to me for days from Shana Rabbi, Am Nivra Yahalol Ka, a created nation, thanks Hashem. In the middle of a kapitel of Tzaras, there's an Am Nivra, there's a new barrier that's made. The Tzara itself makes a new barrier, an Am Nivra. We've been created again. We've been made again, and Am Nivra in the Tzara has rebuilt us and remade us. We're a nation. We're a people. In bells, they're packing up the Beis Medrash and cooking for soldiers in the army. In the army, they're hugging Belzers. We're one people. We've become created again. Am Nivra. There's been a creation. There's an outpouring, a sense. I'm a Yid. I belong to a people. I'm connected to a people. A precious people. A people that Hashem loves. A people who have special mission. People being mechazik, tefillin, tzitzis, and all an outpouring of Am Nivra. A sense, Hashem made a new barrier. There's a new creation that's been created, an Am Nivra, a new nation, a fresh people. We're part of the people. Tonight, the Iker is to come together, is to be near each other. The Iker, Am Nivra, a nation has been created. We're a people. Love a Yid, appreciate a Yid, see beauty in a Yid. I didn't know this year, I just was Kemat just learning from Elul till now. Could be Chaim's been Mashpi. I was learning mostly the Torah of the Bardetchim, a lot of Kedusha Slavi and a lot of Naim Ali Melech. I don't know, things work that way. This is what caught me, that's what I'm doing. And then I see a matziv of Am Nivra, a creation of a beautiful people. We're a gorgeous nation, a gorgeous people. Precious, precious Yidden. To be mechazik, to connect to each other more and see preciousness in the next one. Tzayin ourselves. I want to start something, Chaim. We have to stop. We know so many people. We see people who say, it's not tzaddik. We look around there. People, we hold of each other. I say, it's my kids, we talk about the tzidkus. We're not calling you a tzaddik anymore. We have to stop. We see our friend, we call him a tzaddik. I asked Soilem, knock it off. Oh yeah. We had to invent, we got so confused. We had to invent, he's such a tzaddik. He's a tzaddik. We talk about Rabbi, a tzaddik, stop it. He's such a yid. He's a yid. Rav Eli, you're a yid. We see amazing stuff when it's shtaimim, so we call Amech Kulam Tzaddikim. What we see somebody's a yid. A yid means something. A yid has a special soul. A yid has a special tafyid. A yid has faith in Hashem. We're the nation, we're not fair weather friends. We're not people who look at it when everything's perfect and we have hechetimsas, we try to get things. There are challenges to our nation. We've had a difficult past. We've had a difficult history. My grandmother was one of the proudest Yidden I ever knew in my life. She had a difficult life, a very difficult life. She was a Yid. Not a fair weather friend, a loyalist, an idealist to Hashem. Am Nivra, a new nation, amidst the Tefillah La'ani, a new nation has been born. I'd like to share more thoughts, but I need to sing Tefillah La'ani with the Chevra. I need to. I'm going to ask, I don't know if they know it, they don't. I'm going to ask a couple of guys to sing it first and everybody to join. Then I want to say Kapitel Kobez of Eli Dax, and I'm forward. Shlomi Johnny. that's been recreated, a nation that's charged with a sense we're Yidden. Please listen to our prayer, the Tefillah La'anu Kiyatu, the weary Ani, our prayers for the voice, for all the Chaylim of Klal Yisrael, need your voice. For Yeshua's, all those in class of Yeshua's, Nechamais, protect the Yidden all across the world, protect the soldiers, protect the Yidden, protect your people, Hashem. Listen to our prayers. We'll say together, Nachum the Cheder has Kufbeis.
I sent it out to
We'll say pasuk by pasuk, kapitel Kufbeis. We'll hear Divrei Torah from the Rosh Hashiva, our accountant Shlita. We'll sing more songs, and I want to share something else as well. But now we'll say, while we're sitting, we'll say kapitel Kufbeis. Tefillah la'ani ki yatayf lefnei Adonai yishpoich sichai. Adonai shema tefillasei v'shavasei yelecha savai. Al taser panecha mimeni b'yoyim sarli hatei yela yasnecha b'yoyim ekra maher aneini. Ki chalu v'oshan yomai v'atzmoisai k'moikei nacharu. Keser yivash libi ki shachachti ma cholachni mikol anchasi dovka atzmi levisarei damisi lekas midbar hayisi kechais charavais Shakadati ve'ya ketzipar boydei dalgo Kol hayoyim charpuni oivay moy lolai bi nishbo Ki ever kalechem acholti v'shiki vui b'v'chi masachti Livnei zamcha v'kitzbecha ki nosasani v'tishlicheni Yomai kitzel notu v'ani kesev ivosh V'ata Adonai lo'olam cheshev v'zichrecha l'dar v'dar Ata sokom tirachem tziyon Ki yes lechenina ki v'moyes Ki rotzu avadeches avonea v'safara yichayneinu Yeru goyim eshem Adonai v'chol malchei Eretz es kivoidecha Pana Adonai tziyon yireh b'chvoidah Panel tfilas ha'aror v'loy vazas tfilas Tikosek zois l'dor achroi v'am nivra yahalel yom Maran Kodshai Adonai Mishamayim El Eretz Hebei Lishmoya En Gasosir Levateyach B'nei Semusar L'saper B'tzion Shem Adonai Yusilosai V'Yerushalayim Ametz amim yachtav u'mamlocha isla avodas Hadoino. Ina baderech koichi kitzar yomo. Oymar Eli al taleini b'chatzi yomai b'dor dorim shenoi secha. B'chanim Eretz yasadeto ma'aseh yodecha shamayim. Hey mo yavoidu v'atasamoy v'chulam kebeged yivlu kilvush tachlifein v'yachloifu. Yatohu shnoi secha lo yitamu. V'nei avadecha yishkoinu v'zaram l'fanecha yikar.
Instead of Divrei Chizuk, I'd like to describe what exactly is occurring in Eretz Yisrael for us, for them, for all of us, and have a deeper understanding both in Sukkim. It's not a Chiddush what's happening, and both through the eyes of the Rambam and Rabbi Bachya. Pasuk says, Parashas Bilam, it says, Vayomer Oy, and it will say, woe, Oy, Mi Yichya, who's going to live, Misumay El, when the mission is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And on that, the Pirkei Rav Elazar says as follows, is that there are 70 nations, and no nation has the shame of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in their name, Aleph Lamed, Kel, except for Yisrael. Yashar, Kel. Straight, Hashem, Usarisa, you fought with Balachim, Vatucha. You're powerful. The word Kel means power. It's the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, power. And then the Pirkei Rav Elazar, that's what Blade Ben Horkenis, says as follows. that HaKadosh Baruch Hu Hoya the Hishma HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shemai Shal Yishmael L'Shemai Shal Yisrael. Really, the name of Kel Yisrael goes only uniquely to Klal Yisrael, to us. But then HaKadosh Baruch Hu Hishma, he made it similar to Yishmael, which was earlier than the name Yisrael. Shama Kel. So Yishmael, since he gave him the name Kel that he took away from Yisrael, from Klal Yisrael, what happens then, they're also powerful. And on that the pasuk says, "Oy, whoa, mi yichya, who's going to remain alive? Mi yichya, who can be alive? Misamu El, from the fact that Kadosh Baruch Hu put the name El into the word to the nation of Yishmael. In other words, you can't live it. It's total destruction. And it's different than any other of the nations. The fight of Yishmael and the fight between Klal Yisrael is different than the fight of Esav and Yaakov. There's a halacha yadu, it's known that Esav Seigneur is Yaakov. Esav, Edom, Western civilization. There's a hatred to Yaakov. Yishmael's beyond that hatred. It's a different war. You can't combine the two. And on that, Rabbi Bachai says that he says there's something called the Oyev and there's something called the Seinei. A Seinei means somebody who hates you. A person can hate you, but have rachmanis. He can have good midas. Nevertheless, he hates. And even in his hatred, sometimes he can hold back. He can have compassion. He can have mercy in his hatred. Oyev, he says, has no compassion. It's a sinna olamis. There is no midah, there's no level, measure of rachamim at all. And it's to the core. He says, a Seinei, that's Esav, that's Edom. Oyev, that is Yishmael. And there's no compassion. And there's a line that they used to say, Tachas Edom v'lo Tachas Yishmael. I'd rather be under the auspices of Esav HaRasha than under the auspices of Yishmael. And that's what he says, and that's why there's a Lashon Oyev comes from the Lashon Oy Vavoy. Oyev is a Torah word. It comes from Oy Vavoy. And it goes very well with the picture of Elazar, because on that, Bilam said, Oy, whoa. That means it's a Oyev. And that's Yishmael. On that, the Rambam says, in the Geras Tema, the Rambam says we suffered under Yishmael more than we suffered under any other nation. Kalish mentioned Kuf Beis, but in Kuf Kaf in Tehillim, it says over there, David HaMelech says, Ani Shalom. I am peace. I'm for peace and harmony. And when I speak, when I speak, Heima L'Lochama, they're at war. You can't negotiate. You can't have a peace treaty. I'm for peace. David HaMelech says this, and on that the Rambam says it's talking about Yishmael, so does Radak. They make Kedar. I'm for peace. Vehema, and then Nil Milchama. There is no peace. Let's phrase it this way. Let's be cognizant of that. There's no such thing as a peace treaty. There never was. There isn't. It will never be. You can have pause, not peace. Pause means that it's not necessarily fighting every moment of the time. You can have a pause for a year. You can have a pause for 5 years. You can have a pause for a decade. You possibly can have a pause for a century. But you can't have peace. You can only have pause. The Hema L'Mokama. And therefore Mokama without compassion. There's no, it's total destruction. On that, the Maharal says, they're not considered a Malchus. They're only Arba Malchus. There are only 4 kingdoms, 4 empires. They're not. because they're barbarians. And they're a para Adam. Klal Yisrael is called an Adam. They're called a wild donkey of a man. It's wild. There's no limitation. So is it a chiddush to us of what they've done in Eretz Yisrael? It's not a chiddush at all. What they're doing in Eretz Yisrael, what they're doing to all Jews all around the world, what their mission is, and there's no stoppage of it. So how do you win the war? How is it possible to win such a war? So you have to go back what the war is really about. And when you understand that, we will see that we, the Yidden, have an upper hand over Yishmael. See, every war that's fought down here is fought above. There are two wars always simultaneously. The war between Esav was the war of Yaakov. The war of Yishmael is the war with Yitzchak Avinu. And you have to see it that way. And let's see the psukim. What happened was, in the psukim, who called him Yishmael? Vayomer lo Malach. The Malach came to Hagar and said, Hine hara v'yoladis ben. You're going to conceive and give birth to a son. And the karasa shema Yishmael. It was a directive from a Malach, and you'll call his name Yishmael. Why? Ki shama Hashem el onyech. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard your suffering. The word Yishmael means HaKadosh Baruch Hu heeds the prayer, the suffering of Hagar. And later on, in Psukim, when they were sent out of the household of Avram, so the Malach says, Malach Hagar, why are you afraid? Al tiroi. Ki shama Elokim es kol anar. HaKadosh Baruch Hu heard the voice, the prayers of the Nar. He has a kayach hatfilah that no other nation has. And that's the essence of his name. The essence, the name, always describes the character of a person. So Yishmael means he is the, what we call the chefza, the object, the mitzias, the reality of Shama Kel. HaKadosh Baruch Hu hears. He was born that way, and he lived that way, and he has a kayach hatfilah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu answers, and that's the kel. How do you counterforce that? So the truth is that Avram Avinu also called him Yishmael, and that was independent. Rashi says he did not hear the directive of the Malach Hashem. He called him Yishmael B'Ruach HaKodesh. And it begs to ask Rashi, what does that really mean? What's the difference if you heard the Malach or you heard about the Malach saying the name of Yishmael, or if you heard that from a Ruach HaKodesh? On that, the Pirkei Rabbi Elazar says as follows. A fascinating Pirkei Rabbi Elazar. Pirkei Rabbi Elazar says he's called Yishmael. Why? She'osin HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'shmoya nakas Yisrael ha'am. That eventually, which is the Akus HaYomim, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to hear the screaming, the cries, the tears, the tefillas of the nation, Mimasha Asidim B'nei Yishmael Lasos, what eventually B'nei Yishmael is going to do, Ba'aretz, Ba'akus HaYomim. In Eretz Yisrael, Ba'akus HaYomim, in our days. Lefichach Nikra Shemai Yishmael, Shenema Yishmael V'yaneh. When Avraham Avinu named him Yishmael, it wasn't for the tefillah of Yishmael, not based on the tefillah of Hagar. It's based on the tefillah of Klal Yisrael. That Yishmael is going to put Klal Yisrael into a situation of suffering, Ba'akus HaYomim, in Eretz Yisrael, to the point that Klal Yisrael is going to cry out. And then also, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to listen to Klal Yisrael. Yishmael V'yaneh is going on Klal Yisrael. And that's the difference between Hagar and the difference between Avram Avinu. Hagar got a directive from a malach about what's happening at the time, not about the future. Very small-minded, very short-term. Avram already had the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the future, which talks about the future which we're going to suffer, but we're going to win if we cry. The Machlekes Yishmael is a Machlekes with Yitzchak. Yitzchak was the Korban, the Akedah. Yitzchak is the Avodah. He represents Avodah. Yishmael represents Avodah. The difference between Yishmael's Avodah and Klal Yisrael's Avodah is Yishmael's Avodah, Klal Yisrael's Avodah is our Mesiras Nefesh. We give up our lives. It's Akedah. He gives up his life for Avodah. Yishmael might give up their life, it's not for the Avodah. It's not part of the service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's for the needs or the point that they want to bring out. That's not Avodah. They have a much more shallow Avodah. It's an Avodah that comes from a Hagar. Masha'enkin, our Avodah is an Avodah which comes from a Yitzchak, which comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The El by Yisrael is much stronger than the El that's talking about by Ishmael. So it's a machlekes and avodah. That machlekes, it's a machlekes powers, upper powers. That's a machlekes in Shemayim. It manifests itself over here al Eretz. So what's happening right now, there are two fights. There's a fight lamata and there's a fight lamala. What does it nogea us in Klal Yisrael? Is that we're all fighting. It's not that we're davening for what's going on in Eretz Yisrael. We're fighting, but our fight's a fight of tefillah. It's our tefillah versus their tefillah. Whose tefillah is stronger? The truth is, our tefillah is stronger, especially when it comes from a nerka, when it comes from a screaming, it comes from the suffering. Yishmael causes us to be a mispalo the right way, that comes from mispalo from inside, avodah shebalev, with a mesiras nefesh. It's not the shallow tefillah. And when you have that, we win the war above. And when we win the war above, then we win the war below also. Yes, there is a status, it needs to be a war below. We have to eradicate them. And there'll never be peace without eradicating them. That's all below. But simultaneously, it's not about helping Eretz Yisrael. It's about the war. We're fighting the war itself. And that war comes up, the amkas and tefillah, because it's a machlekes, it's a fight all about tefillah. When we talk about tefillah, it's not just about the Hillah. Of course, we add on to Hillah. It's not about more davening also. It's also about focus on davening. Focus on davening, there's so many times in our davening that we talk about releasing people in captivity. You start the morning with Birchas HaShachar, which is a Shevach, and we praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is Matir Asurim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu releases those who are in jail, in captivity. And then it's based on a pasuk in Tehillim that we say every day also, the first Hallelujah, Hashem Matir Asurim. And then it goes right into the Shemona Esrei. In the first brachas, Saimach Neiflim Reifei Chayim Umatir Asurim. And then at the end of the Shemona Esrei, L'may Yechaltzun Yidecha, Hoshea Yemincha V'Haneni. L'may Yechaltzun means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should release Yididecha, those who are beloved to Him. We say it. Sometimes we're not aware what we say as we say it. And the koyach hatefillah has to be that what we're saying every right pasuk. We're saying every right tefillah. But our avodah right now has to be aware of what we're saying it while we're saying it. And how much more powerful is that? When you say L'may Yechaltzun Yididecha, Hoshea Yemincha V'Haneni, and we're aware of what we're saying at that time. That's the koyach Yisrael has. Much more than the koyach that Ishmael has. Because they're only Shomer El. Hashem listens. We carry the Shem Hashem with us. And we've been saying that throughout the Rosh Hashanah, Davi and Kitzvah. He said it. The Shulcha Our name is B'Shimcha. Constantly we're talking about L'man Shemai B'Ava. We carry Kishem Hashem Nikra Lecha B'Shimcha Gadol VaKadosh Aleinu Karasa. We carry with pride. That's what a Yisrael is. A Yid is a person who carries with pride the Shem Hashem. He's upright, Yashar. He carries with pride the Shem Hashem. And every one of us carries with pride the Shem Hashem. And we have to bring that out, that part. I think that's an Avodah. To go back to the Avodah of Yitzchak with the serious nefesh of Atfilah. And I'll finish off with one Balaturim. Balaturim says, at the end of Parshas Chayei Sarah, it talks about the offsprings of Yishmael, and then it talks about there where Yishmael resides. And the last few words of the pasuk is Al Pnei Kol Echav Yishkain Nafal, sorry, and he fell on the face of all his brethren. And that Rashi says we're talking about residing, we're not talking about falling. And Rashi says Nafal means shochet. On that the Baal Turim says Nafal means Nafal. It means at the end Yishmael is going to fall on his face in front of all his brethren. The next pasuk is the beginning of Parshas Toldos. The Eilu told us Yitzchak ben Avram, and there's a vav. It doesn't say Eilu told us Yitzchak ben Avram. The Eilu. A vav is always connects the prior pasuk to the future pasuk. The Eilu told us Yitzchak ben Avram. On that, the Baal Turim says that the connection is Kishenafal Yishmael Al Pnei Kol Echav, when he falls, Al Pnei Kol Echav Nafal. Then the Eilu told us the offspring of Yitzchak ben Avram comes to fruition. And who's that? He says that's Mashiach ben David. That's from. So it's the fight of Akros Hayomim. When they're eradicated, then with the Matzmiach Yeshua comes the Yeshuas. To me, the first thing I heard about when I heard about it in yeshiva, the boy in yeshiva got a call. He's a sergeant in the army that to get on a plane right away and come back for his unit. So when we heard about it, we were singing Utsu Eitz of the Sufa by Al-Kafas at that point. And everyone was talking about, like Rabbi Kalish mentioned, it's right after Hoshana Rabbah, we were all confused. And to me, it says that's maybe the Matzmiach Yeshua. You know, we just said Hoshana. The Yeshua is going to come with the Muhammad. That's the reality. The Yeshua is going to come from a time of Samuel, Mi Yichteh. The Yeshua is going to come from a nation that's out in Oyeh, that has no peace, might have cause. It's really two superpowers. We talk about used to talk about Russia and America with superpowers. That may be down here. The superpowers above is Yishmael and Yisrael. The name's power in the name. Those are the two superpowers. So Dr. maybe after Hoshana Rabbah comes that time of the Yeshua, who may be Gayal of Nevineim Laman Shemai, for the purpose of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's name, which is Yisrael, who maybe is a Lashon Haiva, it's a present tense. HaKadosh Baruch Hu's bringing the Yeshua. That Yeshua comes when Al Pnei Kol Achiv Nafal, when he falls on his face and it's destroyed. We don't have the oil, and he causes us to tefillah, and he's causing us to tefillah. We never saw so many tefillahs in such a short time throughout Klal Yisrael, from all types of people. Made no difference what you like, coming together with tefillah. It is creating a riboy at tefillah. It's Hashem. Those words, Avram's words, should come true. And with Yishmael, they should be the cause of Yishmael, V'yanim, and then a few other places, the Karasa Shema Yisrael. It also says the Karasa Shema Emunayel, that's Imanukel, and the Karasa Chomasayach, Shmiras Chomasayach. Ultimately, it comes to the building of the Binyan Beis HaMikdash, the Vias Goyal Tzedek, in Hero V'Yameinu, Amen.
We'll all stand up and we'll say 3 capital Tehillim together, and then we'll close in words. Shir Lavalos, Yesoyna Yavarim, Ve'yayin Yava Yesrei. Ezrei, Meyim Adoyna, Yoisei, Shomayim Al Yitein Lamoit Raglecha, Al Yonom Shoy Mirecha. Hinei Lo Yonom V'Lo Yishon, Shoy Mer Yisrael. Adonai tzilcha yad yeminecha. Yoim HaShemesh lo yakeka v'yoreyach ba'aloyla. Adonai yishmarcha mikol ra, yishmar es nafshecha. Adonai yishmor tzeischa v'yecha me'ata v'yadoi Shir ha'ma'alois mi'mamakir grosicha Adonai. Adonai shema b'koili tiyen oznecha kashuvois l'koil tachanunah. Adonai miyamo. Ki yimcha slicha l'ma'an tivareh. Ki visi Adonai kivsa nafshi v'ledvaroi yochalti. Shoymrim laboiker, shoymrim laboiker. Yachel Yisrael al Adonai, kim Adonai yachesed v'arbei moi fedor. Oh, yiftes Yisrael, mikol avoynoi Maskil David b'Yosef Amoros Efilah. Koili al Adonai Yezo, Koili al Adonai Yeschano. Eshboich lefonov sichi, tzarasi lefonov ageh. Satei falai ruchi v'atoyodat onesiva si boirachzu alech tomnu fachlech. Abeit yominu rei v'yen li makir avad manois mimeni en doireish lenafsheh. Zahachti eilecho Adonai amarti ato machsei chelkei b'Eretz hachayim. Akshiv el rinasi kidaloisi miyoi datzileini meroit fai ki amitzu mimeni. Tzion mimaskir nafshi loidois Hashemecha bi'achtiru tzadikim ki sigma lala. I want to introduce the next song we're going to sing. As a chabura, the last time we were together, we sat in Rabbi Eretz's backyard. Hundreds of us sat in Rabbi Felder's backyard singing and dancing. And the matziv is very, very, talking is good. The matziv is very, very different. The matziv is very, very different than we sat that glorious day singing and dancing in tremendous, tremendous matziv, and we're coming together under very, very different conditions. There's a Ma'ar B'Shemesh. The Ma'ar B'Shemesh was a Talmud of the B'nai Elimelech, Rabbi Elimelech Milizhinsk. And the Ma'ar B'Shemesh says, Pshat in a pasuk in Kayelis. While Yisrael just read Kayelis on Shmini Atzeres, and we read in Kayelis, V'zarach HaShemesh U'ba HaShemesh. The sun rises and the sun sets. The Gemara says that means a lot of times the tzaddik's born before the tzaddik's nifter. The Ma'ar Shemesh says the way Hashem works with us all is there are times of tremendous clarity. V'zarach HaShemesh, the sun rises. There are times of tremendous clarity in all of our lives. It is normal. I've seen hundreds of people grow. All of us have this in our lives. We have clarity and we're on fire. And then we have Hester where we don't get it. I know people who are on fire with Shabbos and can have a week, a month, a year where they don't feel what they felt. On fire with Tefillin, then for a year don't feel it. On fire with mitzvahs. Says the Ma'ar Shemesh, it's the derech of servants of Hashem. V'zarach HaShemesh. There are times there's a clarity. The sun is shining, we're on fire. Uva HaShemesh, the sun sometimes sets. But El Mikayim HaShayev, we have a chukka, we have a kivui, we have a hope and a desire for the clarity again. And he says that the derech of all the servants of Hashem is we serve with passion and clarity. We danced in Rav Aaron's backyard, there was fire, that was V'zarach HaShemesh. The sun was shining bright. There's Uva HaShemesh, it's a time of Hester Panim. There's Hester Panim, there's scary times, but our loyalty is strong. To walk out of here, what to work on, each of us is unique. We're a Yid, and we acknowledge we're Yidden, and Am Nivra Ta'al Kav. We're each going to be more strong in our own corner, to our own spouses, our own light in our own shul, in our own corner, in our own family, in our own community. We're going to connect more to others and be a light the way we can be a light. To our children, to our parents, to our brothers, to our sisters, in all relationship, to our husband, our wife, our spouses. We're going to all be a Yid. A Yid has a beautiful light to shine. And the Hischazkos that a Yid, Uva HaShemesh, what's come out, I feel such a pride amidst the nervousness, a sense of pride. We're beautiful people. I want to ask, in our Chabura, there's a family who represents the values of appreciating Yidden, the values of a Yid. A Yid is precious. The Guri Mishpach in our community is I want the Chayyim Guru to come up and ask Rishos. Is unprepared, he can do it professionally here, just to share with us a song about Yidden. That's a tremendous, we sang Lama Lanetzach, a difficult song, but we sang Basim Tiyum Amachas Gamaliyas, we sang the Yidden song. I want to say another prayer. It's not a whole kapitel, 3 words. We'll be misfollowed together, but the tefillah of Tzaveh Yeshuas Yaakov, of asking Hashem who loves His people, to command Yeshua. Many, many implications in the Yeshuas of Yaakov. We need Yeshuas Klal Yisrael. Trajani Yitzhak Yeshuas.
Tzaveh, 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 Yeshua, Tzaveh, 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 Yeshua, Tzaveh, 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 Yeshua, Tzaveh, 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 Tzaveh.
Yeah.
Are you recording? Let's do it.